welcome back to Never Quit Nate. Today, it's our second video being filmed in the second day. Last night at 10 p.m. was my first video, which was me running down the top 10 best teams in the NBA right now. And I hope you guys go check that one out if you haven't already. If you're into basketball, if you're just into baseball, that's cool as well, because that's what we'll be talking about today. We're going to be talking about predictions, 2020 season. Now, what I've done the previous 2 years on my other channel, a channel that was not all about sports, was one video detailing regular season predictions for every single division, plus the playoff predictions. And that's what I kind of originally planned to do this year, plus some award predictions. But, you know, I figured it's better to just make a few videos out of all my MLB predictions for this season, because we have that kind of time ahead of this MLB season. And I also know that it would take 20-some minutes if we did it the other way. So this one, you know, hopefully not too long. You know how long it is, better than I do at this moment. But yeah, we're just going to be talking about AL today, because I also still have some stuff to finalize in the NL that I'm having trouble with, especially NL Central, NL East. But we're just going to be talking about AL today, going by division. I'll put the record by the side just for you guys to know the pace that team, I think that they'll play at, just so you know, like, because, you know, not all fourth place teams are equal and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'll have their record, if it was a 162-game season, which it won't be, on the side. So we're just going to be getting going with the AL East right now.
Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that like button, because I love getting likes. And if you're interested further in knowing what's coming up on this channel, go to my Instagram at NeverQuitNate. I'll leave the links in the description. My Twitter as well. Again, if we get some more followings on Twitter, then I'll start updating a lot on there. Or I will right now. We'll see. But yeah, let's get started with the AL East. Alright, AL East. Winning the division. First place, New York Yankees. This one's pretty obvious. It's going to be their second straight division title. And they're going to be led by their best player, Garrett Cole, this year. In his first year in the Bronx, I have the Yankees winning at the same pace as the 2018 Red Sox did. Why? Because they had so many injuries last year and still won 103 games, and that's without trying very hard in the final month of the season. They're really good. And originally I had the Dodgers taking the best record in all of baseball, because the Yankees looked like they had some more injury problems, but the COVID-19 helping my Yankees more than any other team, because now they have a chance to get healthy, with Judge, Stanton, Paxton all missing none or at least less time now. Same for Hicks. And the Yankees are going to cruise to another division title. Second place, I have the Rays. Rays are making the playoffs as the second wild card team, playing at just a game worse than last year. This team is going to be led by their best player, Blake Snell, in my opinion. This is going to be... I could have gone with any of their three pitchers, quite honestly, for who's their best player, but I see Snell bouncing back in 2020. The offense was led by Meadows last year. He's 24. No reason that can't continue. And it's a similar team to last year, besides a very slight downgrade on offense, getting some more power from Hunter Renfroe. But they sent Tommy Pham to the Padres, who is a better all-around player. The Rays have some defensive troubles, but they have an all-around good lineup. That is a good baseball team. I almost got a Rays shirt instead of a Rangers shirt, but I was like, what the heck. The Rangers got to be one of my favorite teams that I don't have any merch for, and the Rays are indeed division rivals with my Yankees. So I got this nice Rangers shirt. Anyway, third and fourth in the AL East. It's been, I've seen both ways, but I'm going to go with Red Sox still third and Blue Jays fourth. I'm rather high on the Jays, but I have Red Sox coming in third with a record of 80 and 82, falling just below 500. The thing is, like, they have a great lineup still. Now, with Sale gone for the year, the rotation is quite pathetic at this point. Eduardo Rodriguez is underrated. He has been for years. He's always been one of my guys, and he could lead that rotation quite fine. It's after him that they have difficulties. I just think that Boston will still not be a playoff team, not quite even too close, but it's going to be rather similar to last year. Slightly worse, maybe. Slightly worse, definitely, because of the loss of Betts. But Bogarts and Devers and JD Martinez will still lead the offense to decency as a whole. It's a good offense, bad pitching. Blue Jays, fourth, 78 and 84. This team did go 67-95 last year. The thing is, they were pathetic in the first half and were actually rather 500-ish in the second half. So I think that Hyunjin Ryu is so underrated. It bugs me how underrated he is, because 2018 he was healthy in the second half and pitched like a Cy Young candidate, and he was a Cy Young candidate in 2019 for the Dodgers, and so that's also one of the reasons I have the Yankees ahead of the Dodgers, because the Dodgers don't have Ryu anymore, despite everything going right for the Dodgers. So I'll talk more about the Dodgers in my NL video, but man, Ryu's a big upgrade. Bichette and Guerrero, such a fun young duo for the Jays. Maybe Kevin Biggio will be pretty good. We'll see about that. But the pitching does struggle. That's why they're still under 500. But this team is talented. And I also almost got a Blue Jays shirt. Fifth place is going to be Orioles, 57-105. I nailed their 54-108 record last year. What is there to say? This team traded away VR to the Marlins. So that was arguably their best hit player last year. But now, yeah, I have Mancini. And by the way, for the Jays, I went with Bichette as their MVP. But Mancini for the Orioles is their best player. Just another year of that in Baltimore. Really not much happening there. Not much fun things to talk about down in Maryland. American League, Central Division. Who do I have winning this division? I mean, it's not that hard. It's the Minnesota Twins. For a second straight year, I have them posting a 93-63 pace, getting the division crown as the 2 seed in the American League. Oof, I actually didn't write it down. So who do I think is going to be their MVP? I'm going to say something stupid, but, is it even... I mean, their best hitter last year was Mitch Garver. What the heck? I'm going to say... I'll just go with Jorge Polanco as their MVP. He's a pretty young shortstop, all-around good player. But yeah, 99-63, they gained Josh Donaldson. Ooh, but is Donaldson there? Donaldson is their MVP. Josh Donaldson is the Twins' MVP. Because he just got healthy for the first time last year and raked in Atlanta. And I see him doing it again. Only actually not getting any worse in Minnesota this year. The Twins are so good. I have them being the third best team in all of baseball this year. And second place, the Indians, 88-74, no playoffs. Lindor MVP. This team won 93 games last year, so I think that the Indians actually their decline actually hit a pause last year, because they became, after a 34-34 start last year, they absolutely went off, but then fell off in September, near the end of September, to miss the postseason. But that team was so good for quite a while last year, and Kluber wasn't part of that last year, so losing Kluber won't hurt in comparison to their last year team. So Clevenger, Carrasco, and Bieber, that's still a very good top 3, despite none of Kluber and Bauer, kind of their duo. They still have a good rotation. And Ramirez was up and down, healthy and unhealthy last year. But if he gets healthy, I still have Lindor as their MVP just because he's a good player and is more consistent than Ramirez. But hot Ramirez, you can't beat that. Cleveland, I still have you as a good team, but not quite a playoff team, because there's not much depth on that team. For the third place team, the Chicago White Sox, not passing in the Indians quite, but 82-80 record for the Chi Sox. MVP, I have Tim Anderson, the AL batting champ from last year. He's an exciting player. He has a flair. He was the AL batting champ. What is there to say? This team had a huge offseason. They were 72-89 a year ago, and they had a pretty bad second half, so they may have been overperforming in the first half when they were around 500. But still, that's a good offseason. Now, they added one of the best catchers in baseball with Grandal. The thing is, you guys need to hear me out. It's not going to be a major upgrade if you think Grandal will be, because they have James McCann on that roster, who performed almost at Grandal level in 2019. So, but they still added Edwin, who is aging, but he's a DH, and I still think he could be very productive. And they added Dallas Keuchel, another aging player, who could still be a very solid guy in the rotation. I still think Giolito may be the ace, though. Alright, so that's about it for the White Sox. Yeah, they're not quite ready for the playoffs, in my opinion. They could be, though. We'll see. I don't have them too close. Actually, no, they won't be. The top of the AL is stacked. I have them missing out by 12 games, 13 games. But they're rather solid / decent. Fourth place Royals. With Merrifield as their MVP. They did get Franco, so that's going to be my favorite player on that team moving forward now because I kind of followed him a lot as a Philly here on the East Coast. But they're a boring team. Merrifield, Hunter Dozier, now Franco. Alex Gordon's my favorite player on that team. What am I talking about? But yeah, Gordon's aging. I hope he could still be decent, but there's not much to say. They're not near competition. I have them at 64 and 98. The rotation is shaky. They're more of an offensive team than a pitching team, that's for sure. On to Detroit. They 16-102. I still have them being the 29th best team in baseball after they were 30th last year with 47 wins only. But I had them improving that mark by a lot because there's nothing like big coming up for Detroit, but they got a lot of decent veterans that were like Crone, Scope, Maben, Romine, side / backup pieces for the Yankees and Twins, or at least like bottom of the lineup pieces that now suddenly become the mainstays, the main heart of the team in Detroit. So that just shows how weak this team is. Last year's Tigers team, unbelievably bad. I have the MVP being Matthew Boyd, a solid pitcher at the top of the rotation, but nothing special. They don't have anyone special. Alright, AL West, the division champ. Oakland, 97 and 65, the 3 seed in the American League. Third straight year they're gonna, but they won't actually win 97 games, but that's the pace I have them down for, which would be a third straight year. Marcus Semien is like, just so rock solid. Oh my god, the top WAR guy in the AL, great batting average, rock solid OPS, good power, good speed, great defense. That man is going to be their MVP this season for Oakland. They're going to overtake Houston, who's going to be second place, 96 win pace. So Houston, I have them losing the division by 1 game, getting the top wild card. Bregman as the Astros' best player, because I think Bregman has the fire that he's not going to back down after this cheating scandal. He will shut up, but I think he'll be motivated to perform very well. No more Cole. Verlander and Greinke are aging. I mean, I think Houston might take a slight step back this year. Not slight. They're going to take quite a great step back. They won 107 games last year. If this were to be a full season, I have them as winning 11 less games. Of course, it won't be a full season. This team is still very good, though. I mean, when you have your top 7 hitters, when you have Yuli Gurriel or Carlos Correa batting 6th and 7th, that's incredible. So, Houston, you're still definitely a playoff team. I hate you. Still good. And I wish the worst for you. Third place, I have the Angels at 81 and 81, being a 500 team this year. Obviously, Trout as their MVP. What a star-powered up team with Trout and Rendon. The best player, and then probably a top 10 or 12 player with Rendon, who was an MVP candidate last year in D.C. He's going to take his talents out west, and Ohtani is a good, solid player. It's just that the Angels, they only were 72 and 90 last year. That's bad. But adding Rendon, and they added Julio Teheran, who I think is an underrated starter for Atlanta, and now for Los Angeles. But Julio Teheran had like not a bad ERA at all last year. For the Braves, he's gonna go to the Angels. Angels, just improve your starting a bit, and you guys can be in playoff consideration. I have them at 500, which is quite honestly usually just about what the Angels are. Fourth place is going to be the Texas Rangers, going 75 and 87 pace. Not very good, but I wish the best for them. Joey Gallo put up monster numbers when healthy last season, so I have him being their MVP because a 986 OPS, and he had a 3 WAR when he only played 70 games. So watch out, because that's some elite offensive talent. Corey Kluber, if he does good, screw it. The Rangers are gonna win 79 games, not 75. They're gonna win 79 games and still be in fourth. They're not a 75 and 87 team. I don't think they're going to actually take that step back. You got Kluber now on your team. You've still got Mike Minor at the top of your rotation. You have Joey Gallo. I guess didn't process how unhealthy he was last year, missing almost 100 games. That's my favorite saying, unhealthy, instead of just not healthy. But yeah, Rangers 79 wins. Gallo, team MVP. And then you guys, I like players like Willie Calhoun, and what's his friend's name? Oh man, I forget the dude's name. Willie Calhoun, and the one similar to Willie Calhoun. We'll just go with that. And then fifth place, Seattle Mariners. Not much to say. I have them as being the third worst team in all of baseball, 62 and 100 pace, with Haniger getting healthier and being their MVP. But this team is just headed for a rather deep rebuild, so that is what's going to happen in a quite exciting AL West this year. That's going to actually be the top division to watch without much doubt in the American League this year. I think still the top divisions to watch in baseball are going to be the NL East, NL Central. But man, AL West, you guys are becoming pretty fun. You're literally one of my favorite people if you watch this whole video, so get in the comments and tell me what you thought of these predictions, and leave me a gosh darn thumbs up. Hopefully Texas can, in fact, win even more than these 79 now that I'm predicting. They won 78 last year. Let's go Yankees, though. Let's go Yankees. Get in the comments. Tell me what's going to happen with the AL, what you hate, what you love about my predictions. Coming up rather soon, basically once I finalize my thoughts on it, is going to be the National League. And there, my predictions for them. I'll also have baseball, just awards predictions video, or we'll talk about awards and runners-up for awards so that it won't be boring. And, yeah, we have a lot coming on this channel. Like, dude, I'm not used to filming 2 days in a row, but I was like, hey, what the heck, don't I want to do good? It's actually good to make more content. I have the time, and it wasn't even, like, brutal yesterday to do it. It was pretty fun. So I did it again today, and now I'm going to hopefully edit it and upload it on this Monday night. You know when it's uploaded. Let me stop talking. Let's end this video. Yesterday I was talking about how my video was too long and stuff when I, recap my thoughts about it, and you know what I did? I made a very long video the very next day, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching so much. Again, follow me on Instagram at NeverQuitNate. Leave a like, subscribe, follow my Twitter. It's all in the description. Thank you guys so much. Let's go Yankees.